Hello everyone, and welcome back to another USMLE 101 video. Thank you for clicking on this video, and thank you for liking all these videos and subscribing. If you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I do videos like that on a regular basis, and 1 to 2 per month at least. I also do some videos that are related to studying and kind of like study sessions. Please check those out if you like them, and I hope that you would subscribe. Also, if you know somebody who is interested in the title of this video or the subject, consider sharing this video with them and letting them know how to do or how to extend their eligibility period. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, so first off, what is an eligibility period? It is exactly what it means. It's just a period of time that ECFMG gives you that you are eligible to take the exam. Usually it is 3 months for step 1 and step 2 CK, 1 year for CS, but today I'm going to focus on step 1 and step 2 CK and how to extend this eligibility period. Okay, so first off, if I would like to give you a disclaimer when it comes to the time when you should do this, if you should do it at any time or not. Of course you can do it at any time before your exam, but it is really important that you would do it, or at least it's beneficial to you to take this step, or at least take the decision to do it more than 31 days before the exam, or preferably 41 days, because there is some processes in the middle. Why is that? Because to extend your eligibility period, you do pay a fee. It's $70. For those who are watching the future, it might be a little bit more because they change the fee every year or so. Also, if you are going to reschedule your exam with Prometric, if you do it less than 31 days before the exam, you're going to have to pay an extra fee. So to avoid that, take the decision to extend the eligibility period and reschedule the exam more than 31 days, or at least just 40 days for the processes to go on before the exam, so you can avoid double fees. Okay, so now what is the first step to do? The first step to do here is to go to the ECFMG and then go to the IWA, which is the interactive web application part. If you have done a USMLE step 1 or step 2 CK application, you know where that is. And then you're going to have to apply for an extension of the eligibility period. You're going to have like a separate application for it, and it has different steps and so on. So click on that and then go on, and with the steps of the application, they're going to ask you which step you want to extend the eligibility period of. Of course, if you are doing step 1, you choose that, step 2, choose that, and so on. Usually they will have your own step because they know the information already, but just in case, review those things really well, understand every and single step just really well and understand it and so on. After you're going with that, and after you've been done, it's going to ask you to pay a fee. The fee is $70, like I said. You can pay it just like you pay anything online, using a credit card or so on. And after that, they're going to have to ask you to, this is the online part here, so they have to ask you for the paper part. There are two things here to consider. Usually people just like me who are done with the medical school, who are graduates and so on, they would have their credentials verified by the school at least just once, and it's going to be staying with the ECFMG forever, so you don't have to do it again. Second, you have something called the 186, and if you do that at least once for the step 1 or the step 2, whichever you have started first, it's going to stay valid for 5 years. So those two important things, they need to be done in order to process your application after you've done with the online part and paid the sum of money. If you have not done those, they're going to ask you to do either of those depending on your situation. So what happens is, after they process the online part, they're going to send everything to your school, and the school has to verify your information. This is the case if you haven't verified your credentials before. If you have, you do not need to do this step at all. The second, if you haven't done or you do not have a valid 186, you still have to do the 186 process all over again. If you have an expired one, or if you do not have a valid one or haven't done a valid one already. In most cases, you're going to have a valid 186, and you should have your credentials verified and stored on ECFMG. So if you are done with the online part and the offline part that I just talked about relating to the credentials and the school verifying you and the 186, They usually take like 3 weeks to process your application. Usually it's not like 3 weeks, just the maximum. Usually they would take like 2 to 3 days, sometimes a week maximum, and then they're gonna send you an application, an email saying that we have accepted your application and everything is fine. You should expect in like maximally a week, and you're gonna get a new scheduling permit. So this is really important. I didn't know that you would have to get a new permit. I thought the old permit would be fine, but then I looked at things, and yes, it makes sense to have a new permit and would have your own new eligibility period. It is very important that you would discard and just delete the old eligibility period and do not print it, and then get the new one and print it, because you're going to need it in the test. If you do not take the new permit, it's not going to be valid and you cannot take the exam. So, and if you take the old permit, you're not going to be able to take the exam at the time. So basically what you do is delete the old permit again, and then take the new permit with you, print it, and have it ready for the exam. Also, you're going to need the new permit so you can reschedule the examination with Prometric. Okay, so after they send you that second email and that says that you have your new permit and so on, you can go to IWA or Oasis and just print or reprint the scheduling permit. And also you can head over to Prometric, sign in using the confirmation number that you got before from Prometric, or just create a new one if you haven't. And then you can click on reschedule or cancel an appointment, and then locate the place that you're going to take the exam in. And then after that, you can see at the time that your eligibility period has been extended extra 3 months, and then you can just go the whole process of scheduling the exam just like you did before. And that's how you do or reschedule or change your eligibility period at least once. A couple of things that I want to add at the end after you're done with this. You should know that there are some special situations here. First off, I just want to tell you that you can only do this once. You cannot extend your eligibility period one more time, so maximally it's 6 months. The second thing, if you are retaking or just not retaking, the rescheduling the examination 31 days before the exam, you're going to have to pay a fee, and you do it via Prometric, so be prepared for that. Also, it is important to know that there are some special situations, like if you want to extend the eligibility period for step 1 and step 2 CK together. I'm gonna drop in the link in the description, a link that has everything to do with this. If you have that special situation, I'm not gonna go through it in the video. You can read it there. Also, there is a time frame that the ECFMG put, that they have to finish your extension of the eligibility period so you can take the exam at that time. Usually it is in the first months of the next eligibility period. So if your eligibility period ends on May, the deadline that they put is going to be on June. Also, in the same link that I dropped in the description below, you're going to find all this information, or all the relevant information that has to do with it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all the steps that you need to do and you need to understand. And I hope that you would not extend your eligibility period. Of course, take the exam at the time that you chosen right before. This is going to help you a lot. But if you need to change the date of the exam, if you change the eligibility period, that's how you do it. If you have any extra questions, if you have any special situations at all, please leave them in the comments below. I would be happy to answer them. I did this myself. I'm not speaking just the information. I actually did this, so I'm speaking from experience, and that's been it. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, bye bye.